Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Free Bird Rule, the greatest wrestling podcast in the world, where we acknowledge the original tribal chief. And just like he is back, we are back with SummerSlam reactions, Raw after SummerSlam reactions. And we're just going to talk about everything that happened, break it all down, give our thoughts like we always do. And we're going to start with just reactions to SummerSlam, Russ. I want to know, give me your takeaways on the title changes, Drew and Seth and Punk, everything that's not Roman and the Judgment Day. Just give me your thoughts on the show overall, what you thought about it. Did it live up to that Mania Junior feeling?
I will say, compared to last month when we were talking about Money in the Bank, complete 180. SummerSlam was the best pay-per-view we've had in the last few months, in my opinion. It didn't beat the crowds for Backlash, but the in-ring action was so much better, and it made me actually want to sit and watch it. Because, hell, all the title changes, we didn't know most of them were going to happen. I was shocked for a lot of it. But my over did hit.
Yeah,
I said over 4 titles, and I got it.
I was going to say, did we say 3.5? Was that the number we settled on?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The over hit.
Yeah, so like we talked about before SummerSlam that they were kind of building it to be like Mania Junior, or like, I guess once it goes to 2 nights, it will be like a mid-year Mania. Do you think it lived up to that hype?
It makes me excited for next year. Yeah. So I think it'll be, going forward, it'll be more that mid-year Mania. That, we got another 2-day event. Awesome. I'm excited for it and everything.
Yeah, so it's confirmed for 2026 that it's going to be 2 years. I know in the post-show, Triple H said that this was probably the last 1 year, so I'm assuming that means next year is also going to be 2 years. But I don't think it's fully confirmed yet.
Is next year the one in Minneapolis? Because I thought they even threw it.
I think 26 is Minneapolis. Is it not? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way,
I know.
I'm excited for it.
There was a time that Minneapolis was the main talk for everything for a while, and then it's like, nah, y'all are getting a SummerSlam.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it also lived up to that big. It's supposed to be the second biggest show of the year, and it definitely lived up to it for me. And we'll get into it, but I think Raw. We talked about how if you're going to make SummerSlam have that feeling, then Raw after SummerSlam should have that feeling.
You got to have that Raw after Mania feeling with the Raw after SummerSlam.
That was I don't know if you actually got to sit down and watch it. I know you were busy, but it's a top 3 Raw of this year, easily.
Yeah, I went through and I watched all the replays and everything like that, and it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. It's great.
Yeah, there was no dull moments. SummerSlam was really, really good. Even the only match that was kind of a letdown was Braun and Sammy. It was fine, but like we talked about that beforehand, it went how we expected it to go.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why we did that match and didn't just have him win at Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
But,
it made no sense.
I feel like there's another match. I still think the best route would have been to make that a triple threat with Ilya to throw something different in there. But I guess timing-wise, it might not have fit.
I feel what's the next pay-per-view? Bash in Berlin, right? That's what they were saying?
Yeah.
We're going to get Braun and Ilya. If what we think is going to happen with SmackDown this week, we'll be getting Braun and Ilya.
Yeah, that was and even that, I wouldn't say it was a bad match. It was just really short. Like it was allotted 12 minutes and only went like 5 or 6. So it was almost like a squash match, but it didn't feel like a squash match.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was odd. LA Knight and Logan was an awesome match. Shout out to Logan.
That moonsault popped.
Talk about it.
I was marking out when it came to that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was awesome. The moonsault was awesome. LA Knight busted out a couple new moves. He did his elbow thing. Like he stood on the middle rope, hopped up to the top rope, and then hit the elbow.
I love right before the match even started, and LA Knight dropped that neck breaker. Then that table did not fucking move.
That I love. Like this is about this match, but just when you do those builds where somebody shows up to their house, it was the same thing with LA Knight and AJ Styles, and that kind of like when you have those feuds where like these two just can't wait to get their hands on each other. I need them to just start like that. Don't wait for the bell to ring. Don't start the match with a lockup. And it goes for Drew and Punk also. If that match would have just started with like a traditional lockup, yeah. So I love that. I love that it went, dude. It felt like it went like 10 minutes at least before they even rang the bell.
Oh yeah. Well, I was sitting there and was like, man, that ref's not even counting. What the shit?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah,
even
never even touched the ring.
Yeah. We called. I don't remember what your prediction was on the show, but I think you said Nia was going to win. I'm not sure.
I think we both came to the agreement, and
yeah,
I wasn't happy about it, but it was bound to happen.
I'm okay with it. Bailey's not doing anything. Like she wasn't doing anything.
Later. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, she wasn't doing anything. Look, what I texted you. If you won a championship at Mania, you lost it unless you're Cody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's exactly how the last few weeks have been.
Yeah, I think what sucks with Bailey is I still think the best feud for her overall would have been Dakota, and they're not on the same show right now. So you can't have that. So hopefully one day we get to circle back to that, because I'll still die on the hill that I think the feud with her and Damage Control should have been her and Dakota, and it would have been had Dakota not been injured.
Yes. No, it would have been perfect. So, and look, Bailey and Io cooked each time. People, they'll dig at Damage Control because they're Japanese, and they don't even care about how they are in the ring. They're some of the best women athletes in the world right now.
Dakota is so slept on.
Yeah,
it's so. We'll talk about this in another episode when we don't have a million other things to cover. But
yeah,
it's frustrating. That was something that frustrated me about Raw, was that, and it's bad because it's sad because like I do like watching Io because she's awesome.
Yeah,
but like when you pull, like, why are we pulling Dakota from a match and replacing her with Io? Like I don't like that.
Yeah,
Dakota is one of those, like we're starting to get to where like all the people we wanted pushes for they're starting to get their push. LA Knight is getting his, for example. Cody finally got his win at Mania, but now like towards the top of my list right now would probably be Dakota. Like it would be Dakota and like Montez. That's like the two that I'm begging for a push, man.
I want to see Dakota get the big push, but she needs to leave Damage Control to get that push. That's at least how I see it, because she's a little fish surrounded by bigger fish in Damage Control. She doesn't want to explore those waters. I think,
but in what way though? This is not the conversations I thought we were going to have tonight, but we're here, so we're having it. I don't know, man. I'm in the ring. Io is probably the best for me.
Yeah,
and that's including Asuka. Like I'm hit and miss with Asuka. She doesn't always do it for me. So she's good.
So the reason I see Dakota as a little fish surrounded by those big fish, she doesn't have the resume that Asuka, Io, and Kairi Sane all have, being Japan, doing Stardom, doing All Japan, doing NXT, winning the title in NXT, all three of them. Dakota was just in NXT, spent most of her time injured, and had feuds with Tegan Knox, not for a title.
That's fair. She does have one of the most iconic heel turns in NXT history, though.
That is true.
Like, for my money, overall, she's the best in the group.
Yes. And
part of that is because of the language barrier with the rest of them, not being able to cut as good of promos. So it's a little bit unfair, I guess. But, that's the situation. It is what it is. She's so good in the ring. Like, Dakota doesn't have bad matches at all. It just sucks. I'm ready for her to get.
The one thing that scares me with Dakota is something happening and her tearing her ACL again.
She is like the perfect candidate for like a women's mid-card title.
Yeah.
Like if you were to put a mid-card title on her, it'd be awesome. I don't know. Like, it'd be cool to see her go. Right now she's in like a big storyline, I guess, with the Scissor Gang and whoever else.
It's
whoever is in that feud. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're doing with that. We'll see where it goes. But I don't know. Like if when Damage Control kind of becomes like a secondary story, they go down to NXT for a little while. She has a North American title run. Would be. I
wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, or even give her an NXT women's title championship run.
Do what they did with Mandy Rose. She went from the main card, went to NXT. She ran all over them with the championship. That Triple H and Shawn gave her 100% trust, and then they decided, oh no, we don't want you modeling.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make your own money outside of us making it. If we don't make money, you can't make money.
Yeah, NXT already feels like a third show, like a real third show. When they go to the CW in October, it's going to feel even more like a real show. So like we keep saying that going to NXT is not like a demotion anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when they're about to bring in Julia, Stephanie, whatever. I don't know how to say her last name. And then isn't there a third person they're bringing in?
Delta. I still don't look, to be honest, don't know Delta. I got to look up stuff about her.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like a big deal when they signed her, but yeah, truthfully, I don't know anything about her.
I cannot wait for getting them next year when Jordynne Grace's contract ends.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordynne Grace almost feels like she needs to go straight to the main roster, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, anyway, circling back to SummerSlam, since we got a little off topic there, we'll go back to Dakota once this storyline takes off a little more. But I want to give a shout out to Bayley and Nia because even their match cooked. Like,
oh yeah,
Bayley is so consistent. Like all the respect in the world to Bayley.
Yes.
So that match was good. Again, Nia had a great match. Good to see her just continue to do what she's been doing. The title is deserved. Tiffy teasing the cash in to help Nia win was cool. We even got the cool moment with Jelly Roll, who hit the most ridiculous choke slam.
That was clean. Look, give it up to Theory for taking it. Loved it.
Yeah,
I do love the poster in the background. That's that Jelly Roll do a moonsault. Loved it.
That's another thing we'll have to talk about another episode is what the hell happened to the Theory Great and Waller storyline. Like, I guess we're just not doing that anymore.
He's better as a heel.
I don't think so.
You don't?
I think Austin Theory would be a great babyface. The crowd was getting behind it, man. Every week we were getting closer. Yeah, the only other big match we need to talk about before we dive into the real big storylines is Seth, Drew, and Punk. I thought Punk looked solid for his first match in a long time. Particularly the last, like,
I'm a hater. I'll take
it. Yeah, it's kind of to be expected, right? Like he hasn't had a match at all since the Rumble. I thought in particular, like the last 5 minutes of that match was phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
when they do the bracelet and everything, there was cool moments throughout, like where he goes to bang Drew on the steps and he looks at Seth. He's like, "Is that legal?" Seth was like, "Yeah, go ahead,
do it."
And then the callback to the chair shot from Sean being the special guest referee, that was cool. But yeah, once
I hate Punk, but I do love how he showed up dressed as Bret Hart. And Seth did his job and dressed up just like Sean.
It was cool, man. It was a really, really good match all around. Yeah. And then it just continues. Like are we? I don't know if we're continuing it. We'll see what happens with Seth. I think.
Yeah, I saw that from Monday, and we'll get to it on Monday. But I was just very confused with why.
I don't know why Seth, but I loved it. But all right.
Yeah.
Let's get to what we're here for. Our show closes with, I think, as we expected. I think we pretty much called out exactly how it was going to go. Solo and Cody are both laid out.
Look, I will say before we get to it, shock of the night. Did not know the shooter Arn Anderson was going to be there. I love that.
It was, but when he said, like, I don't know, I thought we were getting more than Roman because just the way he said, like, a couple you don't know about, like a couple friends you don't know about are on the way, and it was just Roman.
Well, we also had Kevin and Randy.
Yeah, but he said there's a couple there's a couple you know about, and then a few you don't, or whatever. Yeah. So I thought maybe we were gonna get more than Roman, like Jimmy. I thought maybe we could get Jimmy. It was cool. I like how they did that. I do like that Bloodline Rules basically means that we're about to get a bunch of returns and interruptions and surprises.
Yes.
So for the future, Bloodline Rules.
No Dwayne.
Yeah, for the future, Bloodline Rules does not mean like it's going to be a street fight, because you would assume with the name kind of implies that, but it just means there's going to be a bunch of run-ins.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're laid out. And we get a new version of Roman's
theme, and I loved it,
which I think is amazing.
Yes.
And then he comes out. Just that moment lived up to everything I had hoped it would be.
It was so good.
The aura, the pop. I told you he needed to do that slow walkout like he
Yeah.
does. And it was awesome, man. It was so good. What'd you think of it?
You could easily tell from the minute the screens went blue, you knew, and the whole crowd popped. Oh, and I was so happy. I did love the referee having the oh shit look on his face, because during Roman's title reign, there's multiple matches to where he reffed him, and he always got shit for it because he would always get hit by somebody in the bloodline or thrown out the ring, shit like that. And I thought that was hilarious. But it was so great to see our tribal chief back.
He came, and I love that. I love that he came out like the shirt. First off, that shirt is fire. He comes out with that shirt, and I love that immediately everybody knows what it stands for. Nobody mentions it, and everybody's like, "Oh, we know what OTC means." Like, I love that when he did the ooh-ah, that was like the loudest I've ever heard that.
Oh yeah.
And then the look, just that little quick look he gave to Cody, like, I got bloodline business to handle, but I'm coming back for you.
Dwayne's going to take care of his bloodline business, get back to going against Cody. I don't know where Cody goes from here until Mania. Look, the next few months, I don't know who's Cody's going to have a feud with. They're not going to have him cut Randy.
I told you where Cody goes from here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think it's the best storyline. I don't think it happens. I really don't. But tell me who would you rather see him feud with right now? Some random person, or like does he go against Jacob? Like, is he still involved in the bloodline stuff? Like,
I don't
he
think
has
he's
to be
involved with the bloodline stuff anymore.
But how can he not
At
be?
least for now.
I think in the immediate future he will be, because like he's not going to just get helped by Roman and not address it.
Yeah.
Right. I think we get a Roman and Cody interaction probably as early as Friday.
I'm thinking it's going to end. I think Friday's going to end with Solo in the ring, and then Roman coming out and just kicking ass with Jimmy and Jay. That's just how I see it.
I don't think we get the Jay stuff yet. I don't. Him and Sammy have a tag title match on Raw coming up, and it just feels like they're really diving into that on Raw. So I don't know. But yeah, we've talked about it before. That SmackDown roster is weak, and you just took away his biggest opponent.
Yeah. In
Randy. But like, Cody doesn't need to defend his title at Bash in Berlin. Like, that's not a major pay-per-view.
They already got Gunther and Randy.
Yeah, that's not a major show. Yeah. We don't really need that. And then, like, I don't really need to see Cody defend that title again until Survivor Series.
Yeah.
At a major PLE. Like, I'm sure he will, because he's like the anti-Roman, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, it has to be bloodline stuff. Like, who else is Cody gonna feud with right now? Off the top of your head, are we doing AJ again? Like,
God, don't do. They screwed that one up so bad. At least that's how I see it. They screwed that rivalry up so bad.
I don't know. Like,
That's the thing.
Tough.
I don't see anybody he can go against.
And you could, just by Roman's return, you can tell. Like, I love Cody, but it's back to Roman's show.
Yeah. So if Roman is going to be there every week, Cody's taking second fiddle.
Yeah, which makes me feel like he has to interact with Roman and the bloodline, because like, you have to keep him on that level, right? Like, you can't have your champion be like second fiddle to anybody. So like, you got to keep him interacting there. So I mean, it's different, but it is kind of similar to like the Liv situation, where the only real person she could defend against as a threat is Rhea. So it's like she's in an active storyline, but not defending. And I wonder if that's kind of what we do with Cody here. Like, he's defended it enough to this point to where I don't even think people would, as long as the storyline is good, I don't even think people would really pay attention to him not defending it, because like, nobody's was really complaining about Liv not defending it. Yeah. Like, maybe a few, like maybe a minority.
She just had to wait for Rhea. She had to wait for Rhea to get healthy. And that's it.
Yeah, and they threw a little feud in with Zelina to, make her to give her something.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could probably do that with Cody. Like, there's somebody, right, that could probably luck into a title shot. I guess. I don't know. Like I'd have to have the SmackDown roster in front of me to really think about it. But yeah, I think he has to continue with the bloodline stuff. I don't see another route.
Yeah.
And like that's I would love it. I would love him to do something else and then come back to this, but I just don't see what that is right now.
If he's going to continue with the bloodline stuff, instead of him having defend a title at Survivor Series, put him Roman and either the Usos or Jay and Sammy, and give me that bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0.
I'm telling you, man. I think it's the best storyline there is having Cody be the fourth. I really do. I want to mention something though. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. They cannot have Tongaloa in
anything
a War Games match. They can't. Like this isn't a joke. Like right now, this is not me trying to be funny.
No, I fully understand. After watching from his debut to Saturday when he couldn't spear Cody into the turnbuckle.
Like, I know he's got the eye patch. The dude, can he not see? Like, is his equilibrium off? Like, you cannot have him be the fourth for that side.
No.
And this is also all assuming that Jacob's okay.
It looks like he smashed the shin.
Yeah.
And
I think he just did a really good job of selling it.
Yeah. It's either a really bad stinger or he sold the hell out of it.
We saw in like maybe last year or year before, like there was a story, maybe was it Brock where Brock like broke Cody's wrist or something like that, and Cody was like doing yacht parties where he was wearing the wrist brace and everything.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
Not breaking kayfabe. Yeah,
kayfabe has to live. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
keep kayfabe alive.
So maybe Jacob's just doing that with the walking boot, right?
I'm all right with it,
but like, I think they have to find a fourth for that side. You can't. Because in a War Games match, you can't hide him in
a War Games crowd eating chicken tenders.
It's true. They just like, that's not a match you can hide him in. Even though there's 8 people in it, you can't hide him in a War Games match.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do there.
Get fucking murdered.
I guess, dude. I don't know. There's got to be a better. Like I'd rather Rikishi. Like I'm kidding, but I'm also not.
No, they got to make everybody pop from the 90s. Bring back Haku.
I don't care. Like somebody somewhere has an ounce of Tongan or
Hikuleo
island blood. Yeah, I guess. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. Like, does he fit the vibe of the babyface side or the heel side?
Heel side. Imagine Jacob, but a little smaller and quicker.
Okay, so maybe
still like a 6'5" Tongan who is. I'm 90% sure he's one of Haku's kids, because Haku has kids and adopts kids like they're going out of style.
Are we missing the obvious here and just assuming The Rock won't be in the War Games match?
I don't think.
Like I know you've said you don't want him there, but if the alternative is Tongaloa, I would easily rather The Rock. The Rock's gonna at least give you something. Like
but it's just I know how he is. I could see him getting hurt in a War Games more than all the other people. Being to that, he's almost 60.
Yeah. No, like I never expected The Rock to be in War Games.
In AEW, who was jumping off of ladders and shit, who was almost 70.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. That's the best part about all this, though, right?
Yeah.
Roman coming back sets up so many feuds. You got Roman and Solo is probably the immediate future. I think Roman and Jacob is probably big picture. Roman Cody 3, which is a Mania match. At some point you're gonna get Cody and The Rock. We've already talked about it. Like The Rock's already called a shot. You're gonna get The Rock and Roman. Like then you get Jimmy and Jay versus Tama and Jacob. Like there's so many matches and feuds that are set up now. Like SmackDown is about to be back, and it was needed so bad.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I don't know though. Circling back to SummerSlam, that was the best moment of SummerSlam.
No, it was number 2. To me, it was number 2. Just because we've been waiting for it.
What's your number 1? Because I view, we're talking about all the Judgment Day stuff. I view it as 2 separate incidents.
Yeah, no, it's definitely 2 separate incidents.
Which one was better, Dom or Finn?
Finn.
Finn? Okay.
because that just sets up so much more.
We talked about it. I truthfully didn't think Finn was going to happen. Once he came out, I was like, oh,
yeah,
we're getting it. But I didn't expect it. I like how they did it. Also, I love Damian looking at the Megatron.
Yeah, you never see
and catching the replay.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Never.
They
Never.
They decided to be smart and look at it.
Just what, like, such a small thing, right?
Yeah,
that was awesome. The only thing I didn't like about that moment was him rolling Gunther to the ropes.
Yes. I didn't
saw
like
a lot
that.
of people.
I think the South of Heaven was supposed to be a little closer to the ropes.
Yeah,
somebody just had a bad step in an area, and they did it more in the middle of the ring.
Or honestly, like if Gunther just rolls onto his stomach. The problem was the way he was set up is it was easier for Damian just to roll him back to him.
Yeah.
Whereas if Gunther had rolled onto his stomach, then it would have made sense. But like I saw a lot of people complaining about that. But I'm like, in wrestling, like there's moments where you just have to suspend disbelief, right?
Yeah.
And like that was fine. It is what, like, that's nitpicking. Like it didn't make me think anything less of the moment or the match.
No,
I love
everything about that match was fantastic.
Yeah, and we can start tying in like what happened on Raw as well. I love Damian like bringing the receipts, having the picture of Damian costing him. They went right to explaining it.
I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant.
Okay, go for it.
I hate the new Judgment Day because of Carlito. Carlito had no reason to turn his back on another team to join another team. Judgment Day accepted him.
Well, technically he didn't leave the team. Like he's stuck with the group. They essentially kicked Rhea and Damian out, and he just stayed there. Like Carlito's character is he's gonna stay with the team that's got the numbers.
But you know what's one good thing about this? We now know what happens to traitors in the future. We're gonna be getting the Wyatt Sicks and the Judgment Day.
Wait a minute.
In a few months.
Wait, speaking of this, I completely forgot about this. This is going all the way back to Dakota. Did you see the pictures going around with her?
Yeah, they're going after traitors.
Is that Dakota's major story?
She's gonna get in a rivalry with Nikki, Sister Abigail.
I could see that being next.
Yeah.
For them. Because like they focus on the men in the group, so they put some focus on her. That would be cool. I would like that.
Look, if they want to have 2 big War Games matches that aren't brand warfare for Survivor Series, you got Bloodline Amazon versus Bloodline Temu, and you got Judgment Day Wish going against the Wyatts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
There's nothing wrong with any of those matches. And look, you don't even need... Cool. Oh, wait, no. Damian. It would be better with Finn, but you don't even need Finn if you want to have Damian and Finn go against each other.
Yeah, Finn Damian needs to be its own thing.
Yeah.
It needs to be its own thing.
It works because they have 5 men in the group now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, R-Truth never turned on them, and they don't even care about him anymore.
That's right. Friend of the show. I'm going to call him a friend of the show because he follows us on Twitter.
Show. Yeah.
We didn't have these problems when R-Truth was. Yeah. I got to say, man, I know Patty had his doubts about Damian beforehand. I had my doubts about Damian beforehand. I think you even at some point might have had doubts about Damian. Like, I think it was everybody.
We all had, we all had something that negative about it.
And let's be clear. That dude is a star now.
Yes.
Monday proved it.
Took ripping his title off of him, but the belt weighed him down.
I don't think the belt weighed him down. I think the group weighed him down. I think because that's what you saw. We saw him become start to grow in the feud with Gunther that last month, right? With Gunther, and that feud was him being like, "I don't want help from y'all."
Yeah.
Like when he started being like, I'm myself and I'm going to handle this myself. That's when he started to take off. And like the only person he was still like really interacting with and talking with was Rhea. So it's like when he started to be his own person. And honestly, like as much as it sucks, Rhea going down and being off of TV may have helped Damian in the long run.
Yeah.
Because he had to step up, right? Because we were all like, "Oh, the Judgment Day is going to collapse." Like we all thought the Judgment Day was dead, And yeah, when he became his own man, like he stepped up. And I love that he comes out on Monday and he's like, I don't give a shit about the title right now. He's like, I'll come back to that.
I want Finn.
Yeah.
They're
letting him be himself in these promos.
Yeah.
We talked about it last night in our group message. Like he did have the corny Dom Toretto moment of this is my family. But that was just their way of announcing. Yeah, that was just their way of making it clear, like, hey, I'm a babyface now. So it is what it is. That's fine. But the rest of the promo was awesome. Yes. And then that moment with him and Rhea taking out JD, that was amazing. So it's like it is full on Terror Twin season.
Yes, and I'm all here for it. Have them have their mid matches against Judgment Day. I'm all for it. Liv's gonna get her ass. Dominik too, or Damian. Dominik too. Yeah. Gonna get his ass kicked a lot, but it's gonna be funny.
Yep. And since we brought up Liv, we said Liv had to win that match because the feud would just be it was best for the feud.
Yeah.
And if you had any doubts about that, Monday night shut all that down.
Oh yeah.
It is clearly the best route.
The feud would have been so dead if they gave Rhea the title back.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it ends the story completely. Yeah. Even if Liv gets Dom, like who cares? if
she didn't get the title,
but
oh no, she just got Dom. I do love the stuff. It's like, how is Dom the only guy to go from a heel to an even bigger heel?
Yeah,
he just upgraded himself.
I know a lot of people expected the Dom turn, and I don't want to say I expected it because I'm pretty sure I said that I thought he would help by accident.
Yeah, I love how it was an accident at first.
Well, the way they did it throughout the entire match, right? Like he comes out with Rhea, and then he stops her he helps Liv by not letting her get hit with the chair. Yeah. But it's also helping Rhea at the same time. Like it makes sense that he's helping Rhea. Yeah. Like you can't win like this. And then even after that, sliding the chair in. Now I know there's people that have gone back and like looked at the past matches with Becky where he's like pointing to Liv to go get the chair and he's doing the same thing in this match. So it's like a long-term thing. But dude, when she hit the Oblivion and he hit that little smirk.
And I love how as soon as it hit, they turned that camera right to him. As soon as that hand went down for the 3, it was Dom on my TV, and I loved it.
Yeah, he hit the smirk, but honestly, even then, I was like, I thought that was it. Like, I thought we were just gonna get the little smirk, and they would address it Monday.
Yeah,
but he did. They did the whole thing, and it gave it that full.
His wife is gonna kill him.
Dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
They zoomed in on that picture from the entrance side, and they had toned down each other's throat. His wife gonna kick his ass.
That's
his daddy is proud of him. Both of his daddies are proud of him. And he's sitting there I'm so proud of you, Dom.
Dom, if there was a most improved superstar award, it would have to go to Dominik Mysterio. Yeah. Like he's a star, dude. How
is he both the luckiest and the unluckiest superstar right now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that he doesn't need a title at all to do what he's doing, right?
He's got Liv. He's fine.
We have to get a Dominik Mysterio title run at some point, right? Like, I'm not talking Universal Championship. Like, I know we got his North American title run, but like he has to have a U.S. title run.
Intercontinental?
I don't know. I feel like, well, yeah, it would be Intercontinental because it's Raw, but like. I don't it's not going to happen before the next draft. Like there's no path for that.
You going to have him beat Braun Breaker?
Wasn't he? Wasn't it when Braun took Brock's spot? Wasn't it supposed to lead to a feud with Dominik Mysterio for Brock? Wasn't that the rumor?
I think so.
So maybe it isn't. I don't know, man.
It's in the cards.
And to be honest, as long as, because Dom's only going to become a bigger star after all of this, right?
Yeah.
As long as Braun has like a really good title reign before it happens, I'd be fine with it, honestly. No, like I don't want it to happen to like after Mania or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't want it to happen for a while. I want Braun to have a dominant reign. But if it happened down the road, so be it. But also, like, if he found a way on the SmackDown with LA Knight still as champion, I would love a Dominik and LA Knight feud.
Oh yeah,
that would be fun. It doesn't feel overdue for him to have a title run yet, but it feels inevitable.
It's gonna happen again sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he gets there one day where he's in the world heavyweight picture, but I feel like we're a long way from that. But we're like on the cusp of Intercontinental or U.S. title.
We're getting there.
I thought when they were getting Judgment Day the second chance at the tag titles, I thought it was going to be him.
Yeah.
I really did. And I thought it would have been cool to have him and JD or him and Finn. And I think like right now that would probably make more sense because it's weird. You were talking about it last night. It's kind of weird for Finn to have a tag title at the moment.
Yeah.
Like he's just going to be defending the tag titles with JD, but also doing this on the side. Like,
so I'm happy how they did it because they put the stuff up with JD put something up showing the locker room, the Judgment Day room after SummerSlam. It was all empty. They showed him ripping up his shirt. When I saw it originally, I thought that he was going to stay a face and stay with Damian and Rhea.
Yeah.
So I saw it originally and I was like, man, that's going to be a good story if you're going to have JD and Finn defend the titles when they're both in opposing groups right now. And then Finn cut that promo and he's like, nah, I got a family.
Yeah. You know what?
JD stays with me.
I'm going on record right now, and this could backfire as soon as Monday. Damian cost Finn and JD the titles to Jay and Sammy.
I can see it.
It's something has to happen with Jay. Like Jay, they're taking too long to do something with Jay. He's not getting the Intercontinental title. He's not going to get a World Heavyweight title shot. He has to have something.
Yeah.
Like this, I wanted the Jay singles run. Then I didn't want the Jay singles run. Now it feels like the moment has passed. Shout out to Patty. It feels like it's too late for Jay at this point. So like, I think Damian cost them the match, and let
it be Damian and Rhea.
Yeah, that'll be
best.
That's fine. I say Damian, some form of fashion, they are going to cost Finn and JD the titles.
Yes,
like it feels right. And then I think it makes more sense because it's weird to have Damian not have a title, Finn have a title to worry about defending. Like just have them going after each other. And then the main focus is Rhea trying to get her title back.
Yeah, that'll work better for me.
Yeah, yeah. Any final thoughts on SummerSlam and all of that before we touch on the Wyatts and Raw?
No, look, I'm going to be honest. I think it was currently it is the second best show we've had this year. Mania still being number one just because of everything, but SummerSlam has blown every other pay-per-view out the water since then.
Yeah. I think you could I agree. I think you can make the argument that I don't think I would make this argument, but if somebody told me that the one night of SummerSlam was better than one night of Mania, I'd be like, okay. But Mania as a whole, I think tops SummerSlam.
Yeah. So if we're doing it by one night, night two of Mania, SummerSlam, then night one.
Night one.
Yeah, I would say either night one or Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Backlash for the crowd might just get a vote.
The crowd made that.
I don't remember any matches from that show.
Yeah,
the crowd was awesome.
Crowds from Friday night, Saturday during the day, Raw on Monday. Fantastic. The French can't clean a river. However, they can put on a great crowd for a pay-per-view.
SummerSlam was awesome. Then we go to Raw after SummerSlam, which we talked about it a little bit. Like I feel like I couldn't take my eyes off of the TV. The downside, like the worst part of the show was the damage control section, and it wasn't bad. Like I'm actually not hating the Zoe, Shayna, and Sonya stuff. I like Sonya Deville, so like it's okay. Like it's not the best, right?
Yeah,
it's okay. Odyssey Jones made an appearance. Like that was cool.
No,
except for the fact that we're not getting Big E back.
No, I hated it. I just hated it.
He fits in though, man. He fits in with the group, but
they're trying to make him Big E.
I don't think they are. I think it's because I think it's temporary. I think the story is that like I feel like we're getting a New Day split. It just like I love like
they already broke the streak of Xavier teaming with anybody that's not Kofi or Big E.
Yeah, it's just
That was
like
10 plus years.
if all they're good for right now is just like when you need a banger of a tag match, you can throw them in it.
Yeah.
Like you might as well do something with them. It doesn't have to be with the Final Testament. Like we can just be done with that. But
yeah, please God, can we finish with that storyline?
Just like it's so crazy that they've been trying to force that down our throats, and Odyssey Jones makes an appearance, and it's 10 times better than anything the Final Testament has done since they've been around. So it seems like we're getting the New Day split. So that's why I don't have a problem with Odyssey Jones being there, because I don't think it's a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Like I hope he sticks around, because like why not? Like another powerhouse in that division is cool. But yeah, so we had that. I'm blanking on other storylines right now, but just the show overall was fun. It was fast paced. Like it felt like there was a ton of backstage stuff going on. But then you get to the main event, and it feels like every week we say this story just keeps getting better. The presentation keeps getting better. Oh my God. First off, not a huge fan of American Made being the Gable team name. Like it fits, sure, it's fine. It is what it is. But
look, I want a Team Gable.
Yeah, I feel like we could have done better.
We're one step away from Perk Gable, and I'm so happy for it.
Yeah.
All he needs is a TNA run and a drug issue. He's fine.
Yeah. Dude, when I heard the beat change and noticed they were going to do Shatter, I popped.
Oh yeah.
Shatter is a banger of a theme.
Yes.
And then my favorite part of the entire thing is they cut the music off, rip the mask off, and it's straight to work.
Yes.
Like,
look,
I love, because
I watched the video segments for everything else that happened for Raw. This is the only thing I watched from beginning to end. And then I loved all the videos for after, showing showing Bo crying in the ring with the Wyatts.
Yeah, and there's going to be like some of the old heads be like, they can't do that, right? Because there was the people that were upset that they took the pictures. But dude, that's a moment. Him and like, shut up.
Fucking LaGreca and can't even think of his name. Bubba Dudley. They were probably pissed off Tuesday on Busted Open, but they're old fucking marks. It's like Dave Meltzer. Star ratings don't mean anything anymore. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I
gotta get off that high horse.
No, you're good. But yeah, I love, because we talked about like when they have a match, we don't want it to be like waiting for a hot tag. Right?
Yeah,
like we want it to just be brutal.
Straight to look. I love the picking somebody up for power bombs, slamming them into each other, and then slamming one on top of the other.
It's just perfect. Like they're like a self-deprecating group that doesn't care what happens to themselves. They're starting to get that. They have that cult feel rather than the supernatural feel, and that's awesome. That's why this is going to work. Also, brother, Dexter Lumis was cooking. He looks so good.
I love it. It's so good.
He looks so good. Joe Gacy is a great fit.
Yeah. Rowan
all
fits
the little
perfect.
Stuff he was doing. Yeah. Rowan with the Brody Lee.
The spinning discus.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Give it to me.
It was awesome.
If we get a match in 2 weeks again, okay, I'm in for it.
Yeah. I am curious, like, how feuds with them end. Like, does the feud end when Gable realizes he's wrong? Like what is their mission to be like, we're gonna beat this dude down until he realizes what he did wrong?
He's gonna have to do like
I don't feel like you can do that, because now that, like, if you created this whole new faction, like a heel faction, unless the entire faction becomes faces again, but like they need to be, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know.
I see them as anti-heels.
Yeah.
The company wants us to feel with them as heels, but we're all sitting there. It's like, yeah, these are total faces.
No, I mean, I'm talking about Gable and
Gable.
And the Creeds.
They're going to fizzle out once this feud ends. Who are they going to go against?
It's just like
Otis and Tozawa.
I don't know what we're going to do with that, to be honest.
Final Testament.
I don't know. It's just like Gable's too good to just go fall. Like, all three of them are too good to just fall by the wayside, right? But like my overall point is, like, I don't know how the story ends and they move on to their next feud.
Yeah.
But like, they've done all of this so well that I'm not doubting it at all. And like, I'm just taking it week by week and enjoying the ride with this group because every moment of it has been fantastic, from presentation to just everything. Like,
Yes,
there's not a single thing they've done wrong.
like I'm ready for the future. I'm so happy that the group is getting over because Bray would have loved this.
Shout out to that crowd. That crowd was hot.
Yeah,
for it. It's just, that's another thing, dude. It's like, even some of these crowds they've gone to that are like dull for most of the show, this group is bringing it out of them. And it's
Cleveland fans haven't cheered that hard since LeBron won them a title.
That was Baltimore.
Oh, that was Baltimore on Monday?
Yeah, which is where I guess you may not have seen the video package. There was like a Wyatt video package that had Bray in it, and it was basically, I think their debut was in Baltimore. So it was like a Life is Full Circle promo is what it was. Or Life is a Circle, whatever their thing is that they say. And then it just ended with Baltimore tonight. And they were just talking about how the Wyatts were going to be making their debut. Yeah. So let's end by doing this. We got a bunch of new title changes, a bunch of new storylines. Let's give we don't really need to give too much reasoning. Let's just give quick predictions about what we think, because we're basically entering like the second half of the year, right?
Yeah.
Like, if this was the All-Star break, we're entering the second half. So let's kind of give predictions about where we think everything goes from here. All right, so I'll throw out some stuff, and you tell me what you want to see from it. You don't even have to tell me where you think it's going. Just tell me what you want to see. All right, so we end. Let's say we end the feud with Gable and them soon. What do you want the next thing to be for the Wyatts?
I want to see Wyatt's in this new Judgment Day, or at least try and start something with them. And like also have Nikki go against Dakota. She needs to start torturing her.
I do wonder if they can run two things simultaneously.
It would be difficult at first, but I could see them actually completing it. It'd be fun to see.
Yeah. After the first feud closes and they know that this works, I think they can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my first thing, now that I've thought about it, or, that we came to the idea of it, I want the next thing to be Dakota. If they can run two at the same time, then I'd be okay with that also.
Because you don't need Nikki for them doing a Judgment Day one.
Yeah.
You could say that, they need her for Liv. You already got Rhea.
Not if Liv loses her title. Liv's going to lose the title at some point.
Yes, but let's say she keeps the title when they do this feud.
But also,
you're still going to have Rhea going for the title.
Listen, I can't go this whole episode without mentioning that the new Judgment Day is not the heels of this story. They are not. And I will not accept it any other way. The heels are Damian and Rhea. History. Look back at it. Rhea turned on Liv. Damian, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
The heels of this story are Damian and Rhea. And look, every great heel
that Rhea went against when Judgment Day started. She tortured Dominik.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended her tag team with Liv and turned on her.
Exactly. Every great heel is rooted in that, like rooted in being right. And I'm standing by it. I am Team Judgment Day. Love Damian, love Rhea. Maybe it's just because they have Liv, but I'm Team Judgment Day.
It's not even a maybe for you. We know. The people watching the people watching the show, they know. You're a simp for Liv. It's okay.
Live down.
We all have our own thing.
Who do you want Braun's next feud to be?
Fuck it. If the WWE thinks he's gonna be good, give me Odyssey Jones. Why not?
I'm gonna say Bronson Reed. After what he did to Seth, dude, listen.
So I don't see Bronson now. In the future, yes, but he's got to go through whatever he's starting to do with Seth. After the
problem is he can't afford to lose. The problem is if they're going to build him like this, he can't afford to lose that fast.
Yeah.
So you're right. You know who can't afford to lose, and I think it would be fun? Kaiser.
Yeah, I could see it.
He's doing the thing with Sheamus, but Kaiser has star written all over him. Yeah, next year we're going to be talking about Kaiser as a major player, I think.
Yes.
I feel like down the road, the storyline is Kaiser and Gunther, whether there's a title involved or not. There's a story there.
Yes.
Also, I guess Vinci's just dead. I don't know what happened with him.
Yeah, he's
who else we got?
Right.
We talked about the tag titles.
So quick cutaway before we start this. I have to show 100% respect to Seth Rollins for coming out with that promo against CM Punk dressed as fucking Adam Hangman Page. That was the best.
That's great.
He came out dressed
I don't think
up
I didn't even catch that.
Cowboy. Oh, he came out the black jacket, no shirt, and it had the tassels going straight down the sides. That was a Hangman jacket.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta say, man, we mentioned it. That was one of the, talking about Bronson Reed, that was one of the best like one night heat ups for a heel I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Honestly. That dude was just a guy coming into Monday night. Bronson Reed is just another mid-carder.
Tell me what had started it, because every video I found, it showed them just hitting the tsunamis.
It was he had like a backstage, Bronson Reed had like a backstage promo with Adam Pearce, and basically was saying like, because somebody got a title shot or something like that, I think.
Yeah. And
Bronson Reed was like, how is this happening? He basically saying like, I'm gonna go make my own opportunity, is what Bronson Reed was saying. So like there was nothing to do with Seth at all. And then what happened was that him and Punk were having their back and forth. Drew's in the crowd. Drew pulls out the bracelet. Punk runs out, and then bam, we just attacked him for no reason. But the reasoning is Seth is the megastar, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to turn this dude into somebody, you have him attack Seth Rollins.
Yes.
So like, shout out to Seth for putting Bronson over like that.
I'm all for it. Look, they have to give the young guys a chance.
Yeah.
They never did this.
I would like to see.
Now, Triple H era, they're going to be giving people chances now.
Well, whether it ends up being Braun or Gunther, they both need like real challengers, right? So
yeah,
you build up. Now, having him lay out Seth makes me think they want to put him on the level and have him go against Gunther, which I actually think that match would be really, really good.
Give it to me a little later. Let Gunther have his time. I just need at least one match with the two of them. Just big, meaty men slapping meat.
That's a solid, like, lower level PLE match, I think, for Gunther. Like, if you gave me that at like Bad Blood, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I could see that. But it's weird because the feud is with Seth. Maybe his feud isn't with Seth, right? Like, maybe Seth takes a little break or something.
Yeah.
It's just Bronson. Like, what I need is Bronson to do that to somebody new every week.
Yeah.
But if I had, we were talking about Braun, I'm gonna say Kaiser. I think it would be cool to see Kaiser get a Intercontinental shot.
I want that.
What else we got? What am I missing? Cody. This is the tough one.
Yeah. There's so much I want with Cody and so much I don't want to go on. It's hard to pitch something.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the SmackDown roster while we talk about this, because I want to see if there's anything interesting that could happen.
And they got rid of Randy for right now, for who knows how long.
It's got to be a heel. It's not Carmelo, because he's busy with Andrade.
Yeah, on Speed.
Well, no, they have a main roster feud going too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like, that's it, dude. Like Santos, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna have
Cody get beat down from one team to another team.
There's nobody. Dude, it has to be
Carmelo for a bit. Have him go against Andrade.
Wait a minute. If we're sending Randy to Raw, who's to say somebody from Raw can't come to SmackDown?
It's probably part of the trade.
Randy's not staying, from what I read, but for the time being, like, why not send Bronson Reed to SmackDown?
So him attacking Seth was more of a here's what I can offer you.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I'm just thinking outside the box here, because the SmackDown roster is nobody.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to go against Austin Theory? Like, you know what I mean? There is nobody. There is nobody on the Smack. We already did Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. Like, there's nobody there. Is Shinsuke going to come back? Like, what are we going to do? I don't know.
AJ again. Fuck it. Why not at this point?
Yeah, I mean, there's other titles, right? But that's the main, or LA Knight.
He's already got a title.
No, I'm saying, who do you want LA Knight's feud to be?
Oh, I wouldn't mind giving him like a Carmelo or Andrade. I can see both of them put on good matches with him.
But Andrade's a face right now, so I mean, you can do face versus face, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of weird. He's been talking with Santos a lot. I feel like that's going to be the next feud is him and Santos. I think down the road, Carmelo should be the one to dethrone LA Knight. Down the road.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good move for Carmelo. I wouldn't mind a Street Profits heel turn, and we get Montez. That would be a nice little curveball.
Look, Street Profits are in purgatory right now because Bobby Lashley's gone. They're trying to figure out what to do with him.
The Street Profits got non-Bobby Lashley renders. So, like, they're back to just the Street Profits.
Nice.
So, I don't think we have to worry about that anymore.
Even better.
But, yeah, Nia, I think we both know it's going to be Tiffy. It's going to be the one to dethrone her.
Yeah. The question is when, mainly.
The question is when and who does she face between now and then? Like, they should just have her feud with everybody.
Yeah.
Put her, like, give Chelsea a shot. Give Blair Davenport a shot. You can't have Bianca or Jade because, actually, you know what? If you really want to solidify Nia, have her beat Bianca.
Yeah, that'll work for me.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Look, I haven't even seen Jade or Bianca on TV recently.
They just had a match.
But they do all these quick matches. They don't do anything.
They had a match against. They had their title match against the Witches and Blair Davenport. No, the Witches won on NXT and retained.
Oh yeah,
which gave them their title shot. Mm-hmm. And Blair Davenport interfered and cost Jade and Bianca. Okay. She got the Witches disqualified, but they retained.
Yeah.
Through disqualification. So it seems like they're gonna do what Blair's been feuding with Naomi, so it feels like we're doing the 3-on-3 thing there.
Yeah.
Which, again, the tag titles everywhere are just like secondary things. The state of tag team wrestling in WWE right now is a disaster.
Yeah. Look, I was just watching video from I want to say 2018, 16, 18, and we had Good Brothers, Enzo and Cass, the Dudleys.
Yeah.
Full healthy New Day, all these tag teams, and it's like, man, we went downhill quick.
Yeah, that's the thing though, man. I think we have solid tag teams. I really do. At least on the men's side. The women's side, not so much.
Yeah.
Like the Witches and Katana and Kaden are like the only like legit tag teams on the women's side.
Hey, you don't count Damage Control and the Lesbian Shield.
That's true. Damage Control, absolutely. I know you're trying to be funny, but Damage Control absolutely is.
I fully believe in Damage Control over most of these other women's tag teams because none of them stand out to me. Yeah. But we have good tag teams. It's just like whatever. Let's wrap this up because my computer's at 10% battery. So a little bit longer episode tonight. Rightfully so. We had a lot to talk about. We'll be back as things start to pop off a little bit, whether it's next week or the week after. I'm going on vacation, so we'll see. Yeah. Follow us everywhere. Thanks for watching. If you watched all of this, if you have thoughts on what feuds you want to see, let us know, and we can talk about it. Anything else, Russ? I'm excited for being able to see our tribal chief again.
That's right.
2 more days till we get to see and acknowledge him.
We out.